And today we're reacting to Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are beefing again. Y'all have came into my stream yesterday. Make sure you put the Twitch stream every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, 5, 6 p.m. And I'm telling you, in October, I'm trying to stay on it. October, I'm like Dior-tober, man. Dior? Nah, that ain't it. Nah. But y'all was telling me something was going on with Nicki Minaj, Cardi B in my chat. So, you know, wanna go ahead and get into the video and tap into it, bro. Let's get into it. I lay out. Appreciate it. Jump great for y'all.
Nicki Minaj and Cardi B are beefing once again. After Cardi B dropped her recent album, fans started pointing out that some of Nicki's posts online looked like they might have been aimed at Cardi. And of course, that immediately reignited their feud, especially after Cardi B fired back. This time, the beef has gotten so nasty that they've even started dragging each other's kids into it. It all started about a week ago when Cardi B dropped her album Am I the Drama. Shortly after, Nicki put up a few tweets that many people thought were shots at Cardi B's album. And that's when Cardi responded with a message directly aimed at Nicki, saying, "Why you keep bringing up my album? It's not the gag you think it is. You've been in the game for 16 years. You need to compare yourself to your peers from your era. Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Drake. Those are the numbers you should be competing with. You can't because you're doing lower than all of them. I was in high school when you came out. Why are you even comparing yourself to me for?" From there, the back and forth really kicked off. With both
There's truth there. There's truth there. There's truth there. It's very true. But well, that's really that's kind of there's nothing really to say. That is true. Well, don't compare it to Cardi B. Even though, and y'all tell me what y'all think. I was doing a tier list with my dog on stream one day. It was a rapper tier list. And he was explaining to me that as of right now, Cardi B is, well, I guess, yeah, it's not even a question. Cardi B is bigger than the Migos. Like, she's bigger than any Migo. Yeah, that's true. Just like that's not about rap. That's not bar for bar. That's just strictly like off of fame, like who Cardi B is. She is bigger than any Migo. That is true, because we were trying to rank up like where like each Migo would go or something like that in the rap thing. But he was also putting the group, the Migos, we were saying that's the most legendary, like one of the most legendary rap groups ever, right? So I think he was trying to put her up there in legendary, but like it was just a tough combo, right? And Cardi B is that, regardless of how bad her music is. Yes, Nicki Minaj is a better artist, yes, but she is just that big, though.
Both Nicki and Cardi trading insults on Twitter, and as usual with these two, things escalated quickly and it got pretty nasty. So let's take a look at some of these tweets. Cardi B went on X, formerly known as Twitter, and put up a few posts where she said things like, "You must have missed me, huh? Crazy. Now kiss my feet. Nothing more annoying than a bored bitch. The power I have make these bitches come out of rehab every time. Go to your fucking room. Cocaine Barbie." This was a response to some of the things Nicki had been allegedly saying about Cardi B's album. And it looks like Nicki had been listening to and dissecting Cardi B's music and performance numbers. And Cardi definitely took notice. Now I want to take a look at some of these more explosive tweets, because this is where the situation really started to spiral. One of the tweets from Cardi B said, "Alright now, this is the third time talking about my pregnancy, like you wasn't going to different fertility doctors, cause you couldn't reproduce from all them perks scrambling your eggs. Not allegedly, Lord protect my babies." And things kept on getting worse, with both sides bringing up personal issues and family. Nicki responded with a long thread of her own. I'm not going to read the entire thing, but to give you context, she basically denied ever having fertility issues, mocked Cardi B with the Barney B nickname, brought up personal allegations about Cardi B's relationships, and even threatened to release supposed medical records. And she closed by saying this.
Wow.
"Also, let me say this, though I've never had fertility issues, it's not something to be used as a drag until you know the women who are actually living that pain, blaming themselves."
She doing the method. Look at her. She's bashing women who are not fertile. Look at her. She's doing the method. I know about that one.
We could only imagine and pray for them, love them, uplift them, not use these women as a punchline. So in the middle of all the insults, Nicki also made a point about how fertility shouldn't be used as a weapon in arguments. And then this is when we get to the part I don't really like, which is kids being dragged into the beef. I'm not really a fan of that at all, but obviously both of them decided to take it there. And personally, I don't really think it matters who started it. I think they both know exactly what they're doing. Cardi B started by...
These are grown adults. Like, what? I know this Nicki 40 something. Nicki Minaj. How old is she? 42. How old is Cardi B? She's 32, 10-year age difference. Again, that is when you sit back and think about it, you knew in the game, your 10-year, like from New York, everything, you're 10 years ahead of me, whether just in a different situation and you worried about what I got going on. That was pretty lame, if we have to be honest. And then now we talking about each other's children. And then when you think about a female beef, right? With a male beef, you kind of sometimes are like, oh, I wonder how far this this can take. Like, we've seen people pass away from stuff like this. You feel me? Obviously not the biggest of the biggest, but maybe just I can't be over here because this will pop. But how does this? What happens in a female beef? Like, ladies not really passing away. They're not dying about this shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is just girls wolfing. And I ain't gonna sit on there and fight. So it's like, well, this is just, I'm shooting at you publicly. What up?
By saying, girl, it's your son's birthday. Why are you on Twitter dedicating essays to me? For the love of God, go to Chuck E. Cheese. In response, Nicki mentioned Cardi B's daughter, Culture, in a tweet where she said, Culture, wow. Vulture, you ugly too. And then Cardi B fired back with one of the most viral tweets of this whole exchange. She wrote, Papa Bear, which is a nickname for Nicki's child. I'm sorry you can't speak and banging spoons because your mom couldn't put the drugs down. I'm sorry your mom not even paying attention to you on your own birthday because she's such an obsessed and dark-spirited hating hoe. I'm sorry. Nicki then escalated by saying,
yikes.
Saying, Culture, you a roach and a monkey like your sister.
Oh my gosh, what are we? This is very... For people at the top, fuck the PR shit, fuck all of that, I'm on that. This is very, this isn't necessary. What are you doing? Talking crazy about kids. And if anybody know how a parent would get that, like, if anybody gonna go crazy about their kids, a father, absolutely, but a mother gonna go crazy about their kids. I know what it is.
At this point, things were way beyond anything that you could ever go back from, right? It turned into very personal insults about each other's kids. And in my opinion, that's where it completely crossed the line. But then again, there's no line in a situation like this. And I think a big part of the reason why so many people are paying attention to this particular beef is because it does get to a point like this. After that, Cardi B completely snapped and went on one of the harshest rants of the whole back and forth. She accused Nicki of having trauma from her own father, saying, you've been having cum stains in your mouth since you was a minor because your daddy used to molest you.
Whoa!
Tell the world that's why you wake up so miserable, because you hurt and full of trauma and trying to apply it to everybody else, and why you keep bringing up Rock Nation. I'm not even signed to them. You delusional, paranoid, coke sniffing.
Oh my God.
And then Cardi B after this continued with another extremely vicious tweet. You said F Vulture. What? Bitch. Fuck that slow ass son that came out of your you was wishing so much negativity on me while I was pregnant, and look at your karma. Look what your rotten pussy produced. Now he a whole 5-year-old tiptoeing around the house and can't spell his name. Damn.
Nah. Come on, man. That's too vicious. That's too evil. That's too vicious. That's too evil. We can't do that. You're not supposed to talk about people's kids, man. That's too vicious, too evil, bro. For real, because damn. Oh my gosh, like, I can't even believe people saying that. That's vicious, bro.
So right now it's obviously not about no music, no album. This turned into a straight up personal destruction, the lowest of the low. And honestly, that's why I said earlier that once kids get brought into it, the whole situation crossed the line. But then again, like I said, there's really no line in a situation like this. Now there are some other posts as well, but honestly, we're way past gossip territory right now. And I'll be completely honest with you, this is not my forte, since I like to have intelligent conversations and break things down in a way that makes sense. But this situation right here is obviously
there's nothing to make sense of. This is like just evil speech. about children that ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
Logical. None of it really makes sense. These are two women who really don't like each other. I emphasize women because when women are beefing, they tend to get super catty because guys are like, you know what, let's fight it out and let's leave it in the ring. But women, they're very good at breaking each other down.
That is one thing, man. We don't go like this. It's gonna be, man. You know, what's up? You can tell somebody that you in GTA before they started doing this because they know when certain things get said, it's like, okay, am I ready for what's to come? That's just one you don't do
with
though.
Words, and that's exactly what's going on here. For anyone familiar with Nicki Minaj and Cardi B, you already know that this isn't new. These two women have been going at it for years, and Cardi B actually used to be a huge Nicki Minaj fan before she became a rapper, even saying on multiple occasions that she adored Nicki a lot. But once Cardi B got her own momentum, things changed. The industry saw an opportunity to market her as competition to Nicki, because at that point, and honestly still today, there wasn't another female rapper on Nicki's level. Now, my personal theory on why Cardi B blew up the way she did is that the industry wanted to open the door for more marketable personalities, even if they weren't as talented musically. That way they could push looks, social media presence, and personality.
That's absolutely what it is, because she don't rap nowhere near. She don't have the same amount of hits. Like, there's really no comparison. It's just the fact that, like, they put her up there, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, they really put her up there.
Branding, which makes the industry more money in the long run. Now, on the other hand, for Nicki Minaj, she's always been one of those artists who feels bigger than life. She was born to rap, born to perform, and she fought her way up in an era where artists didn't have all the tools that exist today. Her success feels more earned through talent and resilience, but when it comes to Cardi B, things are completely different for her. Her success has kind of been more generated through social media hype. Although I'm not the biggest fan of her music, I do respect her hustle. She's extremely resourceful, she's business minded, and she knows how to stay relevant, but I don't think she could be put in the same conversation as a Nicki Minaj when it comes to artistry. Deep down, I think she knows that she's never going to get the same respect as Nicki, simply because there are levels to the craft of making music. Now, to Cardi B's right, Cardi B is a huge brand with a machine fully behind her, but respect can't be bought, it can only be earned. And that's why Nicki's career looks different. A lot of people may not like Nicki Minaj, but at the same time, she's never really been industry friendly. She doesn't benefit the machine the same way a Cardi B does. That's part of the reason why.
But he's breaking this down beautifully. Yes, absolutely, sir.
Despite being nominated multiple times, Nicki has never won a Grammy. I'm not saying that it's a conspiracy theory that she hasn't won, but it is very strange considering her accolades and accomplishments in the music industry. So one could.
But she, like you said, she's not the most marketable person. You know what I'm saying? And she do be going up the deep end. She definitely probably do be off some powder at times for sure. With all that sniffling and all the extraness going on, but you know. You can't take that away that she's a great she rap. You feel
question
me?
Why exactly she hasn't won a single Grammy. Some people might point towards her abrasive personality, but at the same time, there's a lot of artists in the music industry who are not particularly liked even by the music industry itself, and they've got Grammys and other awards for the work that they've put in. Meanwhile, Cardi B got a Grammy just 2 years into her mainstream run with Invasion of Privacy. But the Cardi B is right, she did break some records with that particular album, and she did make a
Grammy is crazy.
lot of impact when she came out during that time. Now, when it comes to this back and forth between Nicki and Cardi, let's be real, the beef is lucrative. Everything is about garnering attention in general, because that attention means eyeballs, which means potential sales. It keeps both of them in the headlines, it keeps fans talking, and it fuels engagement. In a way, the feud obviously benefits both sides. That said, I don't necessarily agree with how either of them are handling this ordeal, especially with children being dragged into it. That's a line I don't think should ever be crossed. And honestly, does it even matter who really started it this time? I don't personally think so, because at this point, it feels like both of them know exactly how to push each other's buttons, and they're willing to take it there. At the end of the day, I think all of this is just entertainment, and being completely honest with you, I'm starting to suspect that part of this might actually be set up somehow. I'm not saying for sure, but it feels too convenient sometimes, because we all know when Nicki drops an album, there's going to be some type of drama that follows. These beefs keep both of them in the spotlight, and whether we like it or not, that attention turns into streams, headlines, and money. On the other end, I don't personally think the hate itself is generated. It does seem to come from a very real place, especially considering what both of them said. I personally...
Yeah, because, like... You can't fake hate somebody and just start saying some of the things that she was spazzing, and then Nicki just didn't respond to that. She was just like, well, hey, I got her mad. That was my whole point of it anyway. Well, y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Like the video, sub up, comment, subscribe to the channel. I'll lay. I appreciate you. I'm great for y'all.